What's going on, guys? My name is Tanisha Graham, and I am super excited to be breaking down the 2FORSUCCESS plan. Saving 2 lives is what our mission is, guys. And what I'm going to explain to you is the power of taking part in our health group. Now, here's the thing. All of us are getting older, and soon it will be time to retire. And the scary thing is, most Americans do not have the amount of money that is needed in their account to retire safely. Now, if you pay attention to this chart that is on the screen, this is a breakdown of the statistics of how much money the average American has in their savings account. If you look at the 34% in blue, this means that over 34% of Americans have $0 in a savings account. Guys, this is a horrible situation to be in. No money for an emergency fund, no money a life disaster can happen and you literally have no money to save yourself. But it's not just you. Over 34% of Americans have this problem. Now look, if you look in the red at the 35%, over 35% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings account. Now, the crazy thing about this statistic is just because someone has no money, or less than $1,000 in their savings account, it doesn't mean that they do not have any money. That's not what that means. But based on the world that we live in today, the living expenses have gone completely up and the amount of pay has stayed the same. So you're dealing with over 69% of Americans that have less than $1,000 in a savings account. The reason why this is so bad is because a lot of Americans, we live day by day. We have enough money for the rent. We have enough money for our everyday expenses. But based on how you're living right now, how are you going to retire? It's actually pretty scary if you think about it. Now, if you look in the green, 15% of Americans have $1,000 to $10,000 in a savings account. I don't know if you live in the same world that I live in, but $1,000 to $10,000 in a savings account is nothing. I mean, you can visit the emergency room one time and completely wipe out your savings. Or how many of us are guilty of going to the emergency room? So many people's credit is messed up simply because they did not have enough money to pay their emergency bills. So you can get $10,000 taken out of your savings account one time visiting the emergency room. Just one accident, guys, and your whole savings could be completely diminished. We know how this works. And then you have 15% of Americans in the purple who have 10K or more in a savings account. Now, this seems to be okay, but if you pay attention to the stats of how much people have, even the people who have $100,000 or $200,000 in a savings account, they're usually in their 55, they're usually 50, 60, somewhere in that age group. Now, when it's time for you to actually retire, guys, that's the scary part. $100,000 to $300,000 in a savings account, it's actually nothing at all. Now, I want you to take a good close look, at this chart. This is the median, the average American, based on the age that they are, amount of money that they have in their retirement accounts. Someone 35, between the age of 35 to 44 years old, guys, have about $42,000 in a savings for retirement. Once you get from 45 to 54, it's about $87,000 in retirement. From 55 to 64, the average American, in their retirement accounts has about $103,000 saved to live off of. And then between 65 and 74, you're dealing with about $148K. And from 75 up, based on what they spent, $69,000 in a savings account. Okay. So my question is, based on how we live today, I don't know how we're supposed to survive off of this type of income. But this is why I am so passionate about network marketing, okay? What network marketing allows you to do is to make an income that would almost be impossible to make anywhere else with a low overhead. We're already scared of the amount of money that we have in our retirement funds and the amount of money that we have saved. So we don't want to just jump into something that's going to require a lot of money in order to see a return on it. We also know how risky investments are these days. And a lot of us have already lost tons of money in our 401ks and different things like that, guys, with the way the economy has been set up. All right, so I want you to look at the power of network marketing and why this is so powerful. If anyone has a money market account with Bank of America or any type of savings with Wells Fargo or Chase and different things like that, you know that the average percentage that they're going to give you a year off of your money, okay, it's like 0.5%. I mean, that's even high. What I did was I put this chart at an interest of 5% a year. That's almost impossible to get unless you're in a super risky investment, okay? So I just want you to think about what you have in a savings account and then compare it to this even being at 5% off of the money that you have saved, okay? So now let's say you get started with the 2FORSUCCESS plan, okay? You're investing anywhere from $44 to $120 a month in health products. Let's not forget why we're doing this. You watched a video already on the testimonials from this opportunity. But if you were getting 5% from a bank, okay, in order to make a residual $100 a month, you would need to have $24,000 sitting in a savings account to make an extra $100 a month. I have hundreds of people on my team that make an extra $100 a month, and people don't realize how powerful that is. You would need to be getting 5% from a bank, okay, of interest, and you would need to have $24,000 sitting in a savings in order to get an extra $100 a month. Let's just be crazy a little bit and go to the $500 a month residual income. All right. Now, the stats say that the average household that filed bankruptcy would not have had to if they had an extra $500 a month coming in to their household. In order for you to get a residual $500 a month from a bank that's paying 5% interest earned a year, and remember, we know that that's almost impossible. I put it up there just so you can understand how powerful network marketing is. You would need an extra $120,000 sitting in a savings. I just went over the stats, okay, of what percent of Americans would even have $120,000 saved. Okay, that's about 5 to 10% maybe, to make an extra $500 a month. Guys, I have people making $500 a week from network marketing. So imagine if you were to take the money that you're going to make with the 2FORSUCCESS plan, put it in a savings for the next 20 or 30 years, you would be making the same type of money, making $500 a month in network marketing, as someone who has $120,000 to just put away and never touch. Now, we both know you can't really live off of $500 a month anyways. So let's go down to $5,000 a month residual, okay? In order for you to make an extra $5,000 a month residual, okay, at 5% for the bank giving you 5% interest earned, you would need to have $1.2 million sitting in a savings. Now, we just went over the stats. That's almost impossible in today's world. And if you have $1.2 million sitting in a savings account, a residual of $5,000 a month is not going to be enough to support your lifestyle. Guys, this is why this plan that we have is so powerful, and all you have to do is share it. Now, this is my favorite part. I always ask people, do you think you deserve to ever make $10,000 a month? I'll tell you this. If you've ever made it before, you probably would not be able to live without an extra $10,000 a month. For you to get a residual $10,000 from a bank a month, okay, at 5%, we already know, and I have to keep stressing that the average bank is going to give you like 0.6 or 0.8% off of your money saved. You would need to have $2.4 million in a savings that you can't touch. We already know how these accounts work. If you take the money out too much, you're not going to keep getting that interest. They're going to actually turn it into an account. Okay. They're not going to let you keep making money off of that. And they're going to give you $10,000 a month to hold 2.4 million of your dollars. Now, what are the banks actually doing with the money? They're putting it in the stock market. They're putting it, in the foreign exchange, currency and all this different kind of stuff. They're making billions of dollars, but they're paying you something that's a joke. So as an American Gas, it's our responsibility to understand the power of working together, taking a small amount of money and creating a plan together that can seriously create financial freedom for not only you, but tons of people around you. Okay, guys, so let's pay attention to this 2 for Success plan and what it's representing. You see where it says 2 people, 1 plan, healthy living, huge savings. Now in TLC, you actually get paid 5 different ways, up to 50% retail, meaning someone's not interested in making money, okay, but they do want to use the products. Your second way that you get paid is fast start, meaning when you invite somebody to the opportunity, their initial purchase into the company, okay, to be a distributor, the company's going to pay you up to 50% of the products that they purchase. The third way is check match. Whoever you bring into the opportunity, whatever amount of residual income they start to make, the company is going to pay you 50% of that. Okay. The fourth way is once you hit a rank of national director in our company, they're going to give you $1,500 a month. But what I want to focus on is this plan, the power of 2. Warren Buffett said, I'd rather get paid 10% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. This chart is demonstrating if everyone was to treat this like their 401k, okay, like a retirement plan, and go out there and just get 2 people to commit to being healthy. And if the plan was to duplicate, this is showing you only getting 2 people one time, not continuously. If everyone was to go out and get 2, let's say on day 1, you got 2 new members. And on day 4, because this plan is based on everyone getting 2 within 72 hours. So on day 4, your new 2 people went and got their 2, which would turn into 4 new members that day, which is a total of 6 people now in your organization, okay? If this plan was to duplicate out for 30 days, this is so powerful. You guys probably have seen the power of the penny chart. In 30 days, you would have over 4,000 new members in your organization. Now, you see that I capped out the fourth column's pay at 20,000. You would be making way more money than that, but I just capped it out because it wouldn't even be realistic for most people to understand. Now, let's just focus on day 19. I think that day 19 is life-changing income, okay? If you were to focus, all right, for 19 days and seriously take this plan to heart, take advantage of this plan, get excited about this plan, On day 19, guys, which is actually 7 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's actually, yes, 7 levels down, which is why it says day 19. You would be making way over $6,000 a month. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth it to take between $50 to $120 a month, invest it in your health? Let's not forget the videos that you watched before this, okay? And share the plan with 2 people. And if everyone catches the vision, there is no reason why in 3 or 4 months, realistically, everyone is not making an extra $3,000 to $4,000 a month residual. Now, obviously, I broke it down and said the 3 to 4 months to make 3 to 4,000 a month, okay? Because this is based on everyone not doing their part. But realistically, this is one of the best plans that you should become a part of, okay, when it comes to making a part-time or full-time extra income. If we go back to the chart of how much money people have in a savings account, you're spending the money anyways. So you might as well get involved with a community of people who care about healthy living. They care about saving themselves, and more than anything, putting yourself in position to make a lot of money by getting healthy and getting other people to jump onto this plan with us, guys. My name is Tanisha. Hopefully I've explained it a little better for you. Over time, it gets even clearer. I know we're dealing with a lot of numbers, okay? But this is basically just the power of duplication and running off of Warren Buffett's quote of, I'd rather get paid 10% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own efforts. Get back to the person who showed you this video and let's get you signed up today.